Hello, I started a topic on, I think it was Thursday, and I found out that on my webcast on Ustream, it showed that it was recording, but it did not record. So I want to go back and redo that program because it was such a great topic. So I'm going to go ahead and start on that now. My topic that day was 15 signs you are in a relationship with someone emotionally unavailable. And it's 15 signs you are in a relationship with someone emotionally unavailable. And I'm just going to go right into that. And this was by T. Duford. It's Tara Duford. And she's a PhD. She has many acronyms behind her name. And so I'm going to talk about her later. But this is such a good topic, so I wanted to go right into it because there were only, I think, there were 20 something seconds of that webcast after I thought it had recorded the whole session. So we'll do about 30 minutes. I think it might be about 30 minutes, but I know it's worth listening to because so many of us have experienced, many are experiencing uh, relationships where people have just checked out on us emotionally. Okay, now I'm not in one now, but I have been in relationships where people have checked out on me, and I really, you try all you can try, think of all you can think of, but when they've checked out, sometimes they don't ever check back in. Okay, so all right, so we'll go right into this. Too often in dating and relationships, we find ourselves dating individuals, okay, that may not be ready or willing to commit to a relationship, already in a relationship, or are emotionally unavailable to sustain the relationship. All of those, okay? So the latter poses unique stressors on dating and relationships as it can either prevent the relationship from developing or interferes with its growth. Someone who is emotionally unavailable generally possesses traits that prevents and are okay, undermine any attempts or effort made to build and sustain a relationship. So when they checked out, it's hard. It's hard. Take it from me, from uh, past decades of experience. Okay, so emotional unavailability can present itself in different ways, as those that may be emotionally stunted can exhibit challenges surrounding commitment. Those in a romantic relationship often struggle with enhancing the communication with their partner, deepening the intimacy level with their partner, and expressing or meeting the needs of their partner. All of the above. Been there, okay? Many decades ago. It has nothing to do with our relationship with my husband, who has gone on into eternity now, Superintendent Davis. But in past relationships, I have felt this and I have experienced this. And then I'm guilty in one relationship way when I was in high school where I checked out emotionally. Okay, so I understand, all right, from both sides of it. All right. So the second indication is that someone may be emotionally unavailable involves the individual not being able to provide his or her partner with the emotional support required to create a bond, allowing them to feel loved and connected. But those emotionally unavailable, emotional distance can be viewed as a reprieve from emotional pain and discomfort, which makes loneliness and frustration a constant companion. And I know that many of us have experienced that. And if you haven't, you are really one of the very few, okay? Individuals that pursue or engage in a relationship with those that are emotionally unavailable find themselves giving more to the relationship than they are receiving. And that is so true. Unfortunately, those that are givers in this type of relationship will seldom receive gratitude or acknowledgement by their partner of the relationship of the personal sacrifices made for the sake of the relationship. So when you're in the relationship and you're the one giving all the time, then if the partner has checked out, then hey, you get no compliments or anything, no encouragement. And then if they do, if you bring it to their attention, then they'll fake it, okay? So these things are these things are things that you should look for when they're emotionally checked out. We can feel it, but sometimes we really don't know what it is. But it's so good that there are those of us who have experienced it. So when the signs and symptoms come up and you see them in your relationship, then you'll know what's going on, okay, when you think about it. So I do these webcasts so in order to help people and to even help myself. And some of the topics that I do, they really help me, and I am so thankful for that. Okay, and I didn't say my name. I'm Shirley Polk. Okay, and I do Point of View with Shirley Polk on Ustream.com, Ustream.tv. I'm recording this and I am going to share it on my different websites, on Facebook, on YouTube, and but I wanted to bring this to you because the one that I was doing on my regular Point of View did not record but about 20 something seconds, so I wanted to redo this, and because this is very, very good information and it needs to be out here, okay? So a confusing part of being attracted to someone that is emotionally unavailable, commitment phobic people, is that the emotional or sexual chemistry can feel so strong. It can give you a false sense of hope because sometimes, the sexual activity is just so good till that seems to compensate and those few moments for all of that other that is missing, okay? So don't be fooled up. Get it together, okay? Be strong. You will be strong if you take this advice, okay? There's nothing like, and take it from experience, being in a relationship when your partner, and I say in this part, your husband, for me, has checked out on you. And I'm saying this was happened many, many years ago, okay? All right. So negative behaviors and attitudes are also tolerated by the emotionally available in an effort to compensate for the things the other partner is not contributing to the relationship. Okay, so there was one thing I talked about that where the sex will fool you if it's good, but then when it comes back to the regular relationship, it's still checked out, okay? Adding to the many challenges of being in a relationship with someone emotionally unavailable include those that are emotionally available making compromises they normally wouldn't make in order to make the relationship work. And have you found yourself doing that? It's time to do what you need to do to make yourself feel good, okay? And to enjoy your life, all right? But you have to be discreet. You have to be wise in doing these things. It depends on the relationship and who the partner is, okay? Their emotional state as well, overall, all right? So you have to be wise. You have to be smart. You have to be discreet. You have to do it in the way that will bring you out of it safely, all right? My number is 214-403-7563. My email address is the point of view one, and that is the number one, okay? The point of view one at yahoo.com. All right. You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on Twitter. Twitter is at spolkd. SPOLKD is at spolkd. And I have Instagram, I have Facebook, that's Shirley Polk Davis, Polk Davis on Facebook, and then there's Ustream.com, Ustream.tv, and on YouTube is Shirley Davis, okay? And so you can reach me, all right? So here are 15 ways that may indicate you are in a relationship with someone emotionally checked out. And so you can find this article on psychcentral.com, blogs, blogs dot psychcentral, psychcentral.com, com, okay? So the first one is they are narcissistic are otherwise self absorbed, only considering their own needs and interests rather than that of a partner. And you hear the Jones family in the background singing Hallelujah. That's one of my favorite songs, okay? Next, you give more to your partner and the relationship than you receive. You give more to your partner and the relationship than you receive. So that's a sign that your partner is emotionally checked out. And there are hundreds of millions of people living in these kinds of relationships, and it's really a sad, sad thing. Okay, your partner does not show up for you. Showing up does not simply include being there physically, but emotionally as well. You have to ask yourself, can I count on my partner's emotional support even if he or she does not agree with my decision? Next, does your partner's interest seem to generally focus on sex rather than building intimacy and emotional bonding in your relationship? Does your partner have competing obligations, relationships, etc.? Is he or she currently in a relationship or married? We have to be sure about these things. We have to be sure about these things. And 9.9 times out of 10, he or she is not going to leave the husband or the wife. Okay? I say 9.9 chances out of 10, he or she is not going to leave the husband or the wife for you. All right? Now, does your partner have competing obligations? Next, they appear unable or unwilling to work through normal relationship challenges. Next, they threaten breakup every time a conflict arises. We're talking about when your partner has emotionally checked out, okay? These are signs that you need to see, all right? They prefer or are content being in a long distance relationship, like for example, they see nothing wrong with communicating via emails, texting, Skype, etc. as distance is something that they crave. They don't want to be, necessarily be with you all the time. They'd rather text you, they'd rather Skype you, they'd rather do all those things. All right, they're just fine with that. So next, they are seductive and provocative with you, but their promises are empty. There is an obvious discrepancy in their stated words and actions. Oh, yeah. Next, emotionally unavailable people are typically full of excuses and indecisiveness. When you try to make plans with an emotionally unavailable person, it is like trying to swat a pesky fly. Tiring and frustrating. We know how we do. We try to swat that fly. It can't get him most of the time. Just keep swatting at it. Okay, they say that some relationships are like that. Okay. Next, they never inquire about you or seek to identify or understand your needs. They do not communicate well, often perceiving a difference of opinion as a fight or a conflict. They seem to be the master of throwing emotional curveballs, hinting at the possibility of connecting on a deeper level, professing love, then withdrawing. Your relationship is lopsided. Your partner has met your friends and family, but you have not met his or her friends and family. And I told about when I thought I was recording the other day, I told about a relationship that I was in many years ago. And this is in my grown life. And when I did get to meet his family, he introduced me as a friend. I never forgot that. Needless to say, I didn't marry him. Okie dokie. All right. Now, your partner is unwilling or unable to commit to you or the relationship. All right. Now, although it is safe to say some of the signs listed above may be more obvious than others. So we say all don't apply probably to your partner, your relationship, and then all may apply. So it's obvious that some of the listed may or may not apply to you. But if the list goes on and on within the list, then you need to be aware of it and you need to do something about it, okay? Don't live your life as a hostage to somebody that doesn't love you and they just want you there for convenience sake. You can go on, you can enjoy your life. There is somebody out there who will love you and cherish you for who you are. You do not have to put up with it. Yes, sometimes it takes us years to realize that. But let me cut some of those years off of your realization time, okay? Let me help you realize it. You are valuable, you are smart, you are beautiful, you are charming, you are handsome, whatever the case may be in your gender. You are who you are, and you are special to God, and you must be special to yourself. And you don't have to take that because somebody's emotionally checked out with you, and they just have you for their convenience sake. Okay? So let me round this off, okay? Although it's safe to say some of the signs listed above may be more obvious than others, however, once signs become visible, they are worth a second look. We need to remain cognizant that if a partner is not able or willing to meet us halfway for the betterment of the relationship, this can be indicative of the overall course and quality of the relationship. We typically show our best selves in the honeymoon stage of a romance, skillfully wearing a mask that hides anything we perceive to be negative or offensive. It can take time for a person's emotional availability to emerge, making it difficult to determine with accuracy how this person will and can contribute to the relationship. Takes a while sometimes for the real person to come out, but be very cautious. See, sometimes we're so anxious for someone to love us and to have someone to love till we really are not careful enough and we don't think, with our minds. All right? And we just get into things sometimes and they're very, very unhealthy for us. So we need to think about it. We really need to think about these things. Don't let the emotions carry you away into something that is unhealthy for you, okay? We need to think, people. Think, think, think. Think of what's good for you. And then if you're the one that checked out, think about what's good for the other person. They don't need you hanging around and you don't care about them. You don't want to be in a relationship, but you're just there, okay, for convenience sake, for your convenience sake or whatever. Don't do people like that, okay? When I checked out in that relationship when I was in high school, I went ahead and ended that relationship. I did, because it's not fair to be unavailable emotionally for a person who cares about you. All right? So don't play games with people's lives. Okay? Now I'm going to round it up. For this reason, it is important not only explore your partner's romantic past, but openly discuss it as well. By exploring a partner's relationship history provides a better understanding of how he or she viewed and participated in the relationship as well as contributed to the end of the relationship. So that's very important. Do that background check, that emotional background check. Ask questions and answer questions also. All right? So we're going to talk about Tara Bates Duford, Duford. She's PhD, she's MFT, she's CRS, she's CMSW, CMFSW, BCPC, and and then she has a PhD in forensic psychology, specializing in familial dysfunction and traumatic experience. So you can find her on psychcentral.com, and it's blogs.psychcentral.com, and you should be able to go right to that. Okay, I love you. Enjoy your day, whatever day it is. Enjoy your life. Be very careful out there. So many things are happening, and you do matter in this world. Okay, God made you who you are. Take advantage of it. He loves you. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He is your shepherd also. You shall not want. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. This is Ms. MS. Shirley Pope. Remember, there are 15 signs in this article that tells you and lets you know when your partner is emotionally checked out. And then, hey, turn it around on yourself. And then you find out if you're emotionally checked out of a relationship and do the right thing. I love you. Enjoy your day. All right. I'm